everyone, I am back. I am finally back making videos. I'm back blogging. I'm back. I've been behind the scenes for the past few months working on my website. I've done a massive redesign of the Clear Skin Essentials website, and now it has a completely new look and also a new name. We're officially now Inspire Beauty, and I know some of you have been on the website and been like, Natasha, what happened? Did it change? Did you sell it? No, I just redesigned it, and I just needed to freshen things up a little bit. So it's all still 100% me, and the blog is still there, the articles, videos, everything's still there. I'm expanding it, and I decided to give it a new name as well. So I'm going to talk more about that though at the end of the video. But today I want to talk about natural anti-aging, because last month I turned 45 and I thought, okay, it's a perfect time to be talking about natural anti-aging. What are some of the things in my diet, my lifestyle, my skincare routine, and even in mindset that has helped over the years kind of preserve the youthfulness of my skin and keep me feeling young and vibrant, and things that I really sort of rely on to age as gracefully as I possibly can, because we can't necessarily stop the clock, right? But there's definitely things we can do to kind of ease into getting older and just maintaining ourselves and maintaining our looks and feeling good about ourselves. So I want to talk about what are the things that really do work. So let's first start talking about diet. Diet to me is one of the most important parts of anti-aging. What you put into your body, it shows on the outside. And when it comes down though to diet, I find what's most important is being consistent. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, doing your best every day. And I find as we get older, we just don't bounce back from doing extreme diets and, eating super healthy for a few weeks and then eating a lot of processed food and going back and forth. Our body just doesn't bounce back from that kind of thing. And I find it's much better to do your best every day, try and being consistent with what you're doing, and eating as much fresh food as possible. It's just really important to eat fresh, unprocessed, whole foods. So for me, the big standout with my diet is eating vegetables. I feel like that I do the best and I thrive, and my skin is always the best when I have an abundance of vegetables in my diet. And that includes eating a lot of green leafy vegetables and a lot of colorful vegetables. These have a lot of nutrients in them, right? They have a lot of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And I tend to do much better eating a high vegetable diet as opposed to eating fruit. So I don't have much fruit in my diet. Fruit gives me breakouts. I still get like cystic pimples if I have too much fruit. My melasma gets darker, I get bloated, my energy, my mood is all over the place. So I kind of keep fruit to a minimum. It's something I have once in a while, but I don't have a lot of. And I'll also say too, I don't have much carbs in general. So I tend to stick to a lot of vegetables, and then I have healthy fats and healthy proteins from meats, animal products, beans, legumes, things like that. And when it comes down to grains, I have here and there a little bit of whole grains. I don't eat any food made out of flour, so nothing, no pasta or breads. I just don't like it, and I don't feel good when I eat it. And it doesn't really matter if it's made with gluten or not. It's just I don't do well with flour. So basically I stick to a high vegetable diet with healthy fats and proteins. And I'll say there are certain foods that really stand out to me that are kind of like my beauty foods that I really feel make a difference in my skin. Number one is green vegetable juices. I've been drinking green vegetable juices for like 20, 30 years now. I love them. Since I was a kid, my mother used to make them, and I just continued all these years. And I find especially if I'm having about like 16 ounces of green vegetable juice, which is about 2 cups, if I have that every day, it really shows in my skin. It keeps it clear, it keeps the breakouts at bay. It gives me much better coloring, and I feel good. I feel healthy. I'll give you a quick recipe too that's like my favorite. It's making vegetable juice out of cucumbers, celery, green leafy vegetables, so different like spinach or kale, Swiss chard, cilantro, switching it up so you're not always having the same green leafy vegetable, plus a little bit of green apple in there and lemon. That for me is always kind of like my typical green juice. Another thing that I find really helps my skin is drinking bone broths. So making a stock or broth out of beef bones or chicken bones, fish bones, and even just a vegetable broth as well. But I find with the animal broths is that it has a lot more proteins and fats in it, which really help keeping my skin more soft and supple and hydrated. I really see a big difference because I'm prone to getting very dry skin, and when I'm having like a bone broth or a soup made from broth, I see it in my skin, especially if I'm doing it every day. Those are two things. I'll also say too is not drinking alcohol. So I don't really drink. I kind of stopped drinking like 20 years ago. Here and there I might have a drink maybe like a few times a year or maybe a few times every few years, but I don't drink very much. It's not because I don't like alcohol, but I get severely depressed with hangovers. Hangovers just put me like in a dark place. So I would say in my 20s, I kind of made a decision that I would stop drinking, and I don't drink very much ever. And I find that's really helped my skin. I feel like that's one of the big things that has kept my skin quite young over the years is I don't consume much alcohol. Another thing too that's helped is not drinking coffee. Now, these days I am drinking coffee, but I've stopped at points for many years at a time, and my skin was always like at its best. I find coffee really dehydrates my skin, and I'm prone to getting rashes. I get rashes on my chest and my shoulders, back, and sometimes even on my face. And I find when I stop drinking coffee, it goes away. There's something with coffee that just doesn't work for me, but I find it very hard to let go of. So these days I've been drinking it, but I do hope one of these days to let it go, because I do feel that that's something, if you have too much of it especially, it can be very dehydrating. So, and it just, I find my complexion, like the color of my skin is always a lot healthier and rosier when I'm not drinking coffee. So as far as diet goes, these are kind of the things that I feel do make a difference. And in general, it's just focusing in on just eating as much healthy foods as possible. So let's talk about lifestyle, because hand in hand between your lifestyle and your diet, that's when you're going to take your anti-aging results to the next level. And I will say the number one thing is exercise. If you can be exercising and eating super healthy, that's when you really start seeing the transformation. And that's when you really start glowing and feeling youthful and looking youthful. So, but with exercise, it's really important to be consistent and to be doing things that are challenging. You know, it's not only doing the things that you're good at or that you know how to do, but it's doing things that are difficult to do, because that's really when you're going to build up your strength and your endurance. So it's important to do both cardiovascular exercise as well as strength training. And when you're doing it consistently, that's when you start seeing your skin become softer and smoother and glowy, and your body becomes a lot more firmer as well. So super important. I'll also say too is one thing that really stands out for me that's made a huge difference in my skin in terms of anti-aging is washing my face with cold water, not hot. So I don't allow any hot water to touch my face. When I take a shower, I wash my body with warm water and my hair, but not my face. When I wash my face in the morning, at night, I do it before my shower, and I do it over the sink, and I use cold water. And I have found that this has really helped to reduce redness, irritation, inflammation in my skin, as well as keep dryness and dehydration at bay. It's made a huge, huge difference. And the key is to use cold water, but not burning cold water. You shouldn't be using cold water that's like numbing your skin and it hurts, right? Because that's just going to inflame your skin as well. So use cold water, but not in extreme cold water. Another thing too is that if you're prone to dry skin or a lot of redness in your skin and you have chlorinated water, I recommend installing either like a filter in your shower or even a home water filtration system to take out that chlorine, because that too has made a huge difference in my skin. It's a lot less red and irritated when I'm bathing with non-chlorinated water. And then lastly, one thing I've observed that's made a big difference is I've stopped tying my hair back. So I used to have a big habit of liking to put my hair in tight ponytails and tight buns. And it's like an instant facelift, right? Like you pull your hair back and it lifts up your face, right? But I noticed as I'm getting older that when I put my hair back down, my skin kind of like starts sagging and it doesn't quite bounce back like it used to. So I've really been training myself to have my hair down, or if I need to tie it back, I just loosely tie it back. I also find too, as I'm getting older, due to hormone changes, my hair can become more dry and brittle. And if you're always pulling it back, it can weaken the hair in the front. So it's another thing too, if you find you get a lot of breakage in your hair, is to try and keep it down as much as possible. So let's talk about skincare routine, because this is a very important part of anti-aging. And I feel that if you have the right products and the right ingredients that really support the health of your skin, this too can preserve the youthfulness of your skin and also slow down the signs of aging. So number one, I find most important is having a very gentle skincare routine. For me, that's like the priority. It needs to support the health of my skin. I find if I use products that are too strong and too harsh, it actually starts making my skin look old. I find that anything that irritates my skin or is just too strong on my skin makes my skin look more textured, more lined, more porous, and more thin. So I like to use products that are mild, that really support healthy skin. And I don't believe in going in strong and hard on your skin, because a lot of times it just backfires and it makes it worse. So that to me is the foundation. On top of that, I would say the most important product in my skincare routine is sunscreen. I use sunscreen every single day of the year, and I've been doing this for over a decade. And at 45, I don't have any sunspots on my face, and I have very minimal sun damage. And most of you know, I live in Bali, Indonesia. I live in one of the hottest places on earth with super strong sun. And I've been here for over a decade, and I've really had to be diligent about protecting my skin. But I've seen what my effort has done, that at 45, my skin is very good considering the environment I live in. And the trick for me though with sunscreen and using it every day is finding a sunscreen that you like. When a sunscreen actually looks good on your skin and feels good, and you actually benefit from using the sunscreen, you'll use it every single day. So for me, my favorite sunscreen has always been the Suntegrity, the 5-in-1 tinted face sunscreen. And this is a mineral sunscreen. And for me, zinc oxide has always been the best active ingredient for UV protection, just because it protects you from both the UVA and the UVB rays. Plus, I find zinc oxide to be very calming and balancing for the skin. So for me, it really helps to actually bring down like redness and irritation, and it just, my skin feels good when I use zinc oxide. So for me, it's like a no-brainer. I just use it every day. I like how it looks, it feels good on my skin, and it's benefiting my skin. Another step in my skincare routine that's become very, very important is exfoliation. I need to exfoliate a lot more now in my mid-40s than I did back in my 20s or even in my 30s. I find once I hit probably aged 42, 43 is when I really started seeing changes in the texture of my skin. And basically, as you get older, the cell turnover rate starts slowing down. And so you start seeing more lines, more wrinkles, more dullness, more buildup on the skin. Your skin is just not as supple and smooth and lustrous as it once was. And what helps the most is exfoliation, because you get like instant results. It's like as soon as you rinse off the facial mask or scrub off your skin is nice and plumped up and supple and soft and smooth. So nowadays I find that I need to exfoliate about 2 to 3 times a week, whereas when I was younger it was maybe just once a week or twice a week. And these days I'm using facial masks as my main means of exfoliation. I just like when you apply a face mask that you put it on your skin, it's super gentle, it does the exfoliation work, and then you just rinse it off. And it's for me a lot less harsh. I do like to use exfoliating acids once a week though, because I find that does really help to dissolve a lot of the buildup, plus it's hydrating. So in general these days I find once a week I use an exfoliating acid, whether it's in like an acid toner or a peel pad, and then twice a week I'll use a mask. And sometimes I'll reverse it, where I'll use maybe the exfoliating acid twice a week and a mask once a week. I'm not on like a regimented routine where it's like Monday I do this and Tuesday that, but it's more like, what does my skin need today? And I kind of go with that. And if my skin is more sensitive but needs to be exfoliated, I'll go more with using a facial mask. If my skin feels pretty strong and been good, then I'll use an acid. So it's like a day-by-day thing. Now you might be wondering too, what about other active ingredients like retinol, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, peptides, ceramides? Like, where does all that fit in? Should you be using these? And I think that active ingredients are great when you're using the appropriate active ingredient for your skin and your skin problem. Plus also, I recommend when you're first using active ingredients, because they can be quite strong, is to use one at a time and give it time. Give it 3 to 6 months to really see, is this working for your skin? Are you seeing a difference? Is your skin compatible with that active ingredient? And I think what's also very important is knowing how these active ingredients work so you're choosing the right one for your issue. So what I'll definitely do on today's blog post is list out some of the different signs and symptoms of aging and what the appropriate active ingredient would be to kind of target that issue, plus also recommended products. But something like, let's say, like a retinol. Retinol is great. I think it's especially good for someone that has more deeper issues and more of the signs of aging. So as you're getting perhaps in your mid-30s or in your 40s and you're starting to have deeper lines and more sagging skin, a retinol is really great at targeting that. Retinol, it works differently than exfoliating, but some of the results are quite similar. So like when you exfoliate your skin, you're removing the buildup on the surface of your skin and you're getting instant results. Whereas when you use a retinol, it is stimulating newer skin to come to the surface. It takes longer, but you'll get that same smooth skin, but it'll also help with the more deeper issues. So let's say someone has more textural issues, right? You got more fine lines, maybe enlarged pores, bumpy skin, then you want to be doing more exfoliation to really work on sort of resurfacing your skin and get more instant results. Whereas let's say your issue is more lines and wrinkles and deeper lines and deeper wrinkles and saggier skin and falling skin, then using a retinol will help to target that. It really gets into those deep lines and helps to smooth it out. But it takes a good like 3 to 6 months for a retinol really to start seeing the results. So it's something that you have to commit to. And you don't want to ever, especially in the beginning, you don't want to be doing exfoliation and using a retinol at the same time. You really want to just have a very minimal skincare routine, because a retinol can be very strong, and just kind of have that retinol be the center of your skincare routine, everything else very gentle, and use it consistently for at least 6 months to really see if it's improving your skin. But I know for myself, I can say that when I have used a retinol, is that the biggest benefit I've had is it helping to smooth out deeper lines, especially like crow's feet and stuff. That really helped. It also helped to firm up the skin around my eyes that tends to droop. It also helped to just smooth out the nasal labial folds, the deeper lines around my mouth. So I find it's a good ingredient if really you've got more deeper issues. Your skin is really showing a lot more signs of aging. You're getting older. And the thing with the retinol though is that you have to keep using it. The moment you stop using it, within a few months, all your benefits will go away. So it's like a lifetime commitment. And you have to also commit to using the sunscreen and protecting your skin from the sun. Other ingredients that are really good for anti-aging would also include using hydrating products. It's amazing what good hydration does to your skin. So not only using hydration products, but eating water-rich foods really helps to plump up your skin. And a lot of times that's just a very simple like hyaluronic acid serum, or using a product that has humectants in it, like aloe vera or glycerin or algae in it. These ingredients help draw water to the skin, which help to plump it up, which if you're having issues, let's say with enlarged pores or very fine lines on your skin, a lot of texture, a lot of that just comes from dehydrated skin. So if you're using a hydrating serum or even a hydrating complexion mist, that can help to bring more water into your skin so that it's more plump and all that texture issue just smooths out on its own. So sometimes you don't need to even be resurfacing your skin, you just need to be giving it more water. And also, as I said before, a water-rich diet also makes a huge difference from the inside out, as well as avoiding alcohol and coffee, which dehydrates the skin. So what if you're dealing with a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of sun damage, dark spots, dullness? Vitamin C is an excellent ingredient for brightening the skin, fading dark spots, and just evening out skin tone. And I find using a vitamin C product in conjunction with regular exfoliation, especially using exfoliating acids, if you have a lot of sun damage, let's say you have textural issues from sun damage, as well as just uneven skin tone and dark spots, go in with regular exfoliation, use a vitamin C serum, and that can really help to target sort of the surface issues as well as the pigmentation issues. Now, as we're getting older, another issue that comes up is our skin starting to lose volume, right? It starts sagging and drooping, and it just doesn't have that bounce like it used to. And I know for myself, as I'm getting older, I feel like my skin is just not as strong as it once was. And I find two ingredients that really help is ceramides and peptides. And you can either use a serum that contains this or a moisturizer, but these two ingredients really help to build up your skin, help to keep it strong, and help to bring that bounce back. And also, if you have deeper lines and wrinkles, that too, it can help just smooth out the appearance of them. So another challenge that can come up as we're getting older is getting breakouts, and this can happen due to hormone changes from perimenopause or menopause, and suddenly you're in your 40s, your 50s, even in your 60s, and you're getting pimples, and you're like, why am I getting pimples now when, I haven't had acne in like 30 years, right? So as we're getting older, our skin does become more fragile, more sensitive, and a lot more dry. And I don't recommend, if you are getting pimples, I don't recommend using these strong acne washes and acne skincare systems. I don't do that because your skin is just, it's too sensitive for that. And it's better that you treat just the pimples using like a spot treatment. So you're not using these strong products all over your face where other parts of your skin is otherwise healthy. So I recommend just using spot treatments to treat those pimples. And sometimes you have to try different types of spot treatments, right? Because there's many different active ingredients, and some people do well, let's say, with salicylic acid. Other people do well using sulfur. Other people do well with essential oils. So it's about trying different spot treatments to see what works best for you. But I feel like that's a better way of going about treating pimples as we're getting older, is just to treat the problem where the problem is and not your entire face. So now I want to briefly talk about mindset also with anti-aging, because I feel this is a big one, and this kind of sets you up for success or disaster. So one thing that I really strongly do is I avoid putting myself down, and I avoid inspecting my skin and inspecting my wrinkles. And in fact, I like to have a nice distance between me and the mirror, because I find if I get too close to a mirror, if I start inspecting my skin with like a magnifying mirror, that just sets me up to negative self-talk and me getting anxious and freaked out that I'm getting older. And I find too is that the more sort of nervous I get about looking older and feeling older, the more things I try and do, and a lot of times that just sets me up for disaster. And so instead, I rather focus on the things that I'm doing well and the things that are working for me, and to enjoy the process of getting older and taking care of myself. I find if I focus more on self-care and enjoying eating healthy and enjoying taking care of myself and enjoying the skincare routine, then I'm a lot less stressed about what I look like and how my body is changing. And I feel that the less stressed I am, the more it shows, the more youthful I feel, the lighter I feel. And that is what I project out into the world. And I find that life is a lot better that way. So this is what I do for anti-aging. This is kind of my journey I'm on and what's been working for me. I do want to say that on today's blog post, I've written notes on everything that I've gone over today. Plus also I've listed out recommended products, things that I love that I feel have helped with anti-aging, all that. So I'll put a link below to today's blog post that goes with this video. So let's talk about the new website. So we're now Inspire Beauty, and the Clear Skin Essentials, you can still type in the clearskinessentials.com and it will take you to the new website. But as you'll see, I've completely redesigned the website, rebuilt it, and it has a new name. And you might be wondering, well, why? And Basically, I needed a refresher, first of all. And second of all, the big thing is that I want to expand the blog and I want to expand the shop. And the website needed to be rebuilt and redesigned to grow. And so pretty much, as most of you know, I started the Clear Skin Essentials about 5-6 years ago, and it started as an acne blog. But over the years, the topics have been kind of growing and expanding, right? Where we always talk about acne, but we've been talking also about melasma and about anti-aging and product reviews and skincare routines and a bunch of other stuff having to do with natural skincare. And I just felt that as the topics are growing and I want to continue with that, I needed to refresh the website and allow it to grow. So I wanted to change the name to Inspire Beauty, which is our registered business name, and something I've wanted to do for a long time now. So I just felt it was the time to do the redesign and go in that direction, just do it. And I want to grow the shop. So as most of you know, I added on a clean beauty shop about a year ago, and we're carrying my favorite products from Living Libations and Suntegrity and Resurfacing Natural Alternatives and Indie Lee and Be Kind and my favorite washcloths from Grovia. And I want to continue adding more brands and more products to the shop. And that too, in order to expand that, I needed to rebuild the website. So that's basically why, is I just want to do more. And in order to do more and to grow, I need to create a platform that will support that. So that's pretty much why, but it's still 100% me. Nothing's changed on that level. My brother, I think some of you know this, that my brother works with me. He does the shipping for the shop of everyone's products. He ships from Montreal. But basically everything else is me. It's still the same. All the articles are still there, all the videos, everything. It's just a new look. So do come and visit the new website. I'm super excited. And yeah, and I'm excited to be back blogging again. So I will be seeing you again very soon. Have a wonderful day. Plus, one last thing. I want you, if you are doing something with anti-aging that's working for you, please share. Please put a comment below telling me either what foods you're eating that's helping or what product is your favorite that you've seen a difference in, because we need to share. This is how we all grow, is by sharing what's working for us. So yeah, I'm wishing everyone a fabulous day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.